Happy 2013! I missed you guys. Oh, 2012. I remember it like it was a week ago. For real though, it has been a really freaking awesome year. Can we just reflect for a moment? The Hunger Games movie, The Last Breaking Dawn, the final Beautiful Creatures book, the Beautiful Creatures movie. It's been a great year for books and book-to-movie adaptations alike. Not so great of a year for my poor fangirling heart. I will die a young age because of fictional characters. But the good news is, you guys share my pain. And you are another great part of 2012, and I'm sure you will be another great part of 2013. Anyway, this is a 2013 Q&A. I have chosen 13 questions from my YouTube inbox, from my YouTube comments, from my Tumblr inbox, from all those hundreds of thousands of questions, and you guys asked a lot of questions. I have picked 13. Please don't get mad at me if I didn't pick yours. Let's begin. Which books have changed you or had a really, really big influence on your life? Harry Potter, my first fictional hero. Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, the first long series that I've ever read. Percy Jackson, which inspires me every day in different ways. And Twilight, which made me more accepting of romance. What books do you want to see made into movies? The Leviathan series by Scott Westerfeld and the High Society series by Ali Carter. Freaking just please. What is your opinion on so many books now being turned into movies? You know, I'm all for book-to-movie adaptations. Even if they do end up kind of just being sad excuses for interpretations of the novel, you know, there's a 50-50 chance there. It's either gonna be, you know, meh, or it's gonna be freaking awesome, and I'm willing to take that chance. And luckily for me, nothing ruins the books for me. You know how everyone's always like, oh, they ruined the books for me. The books are always the books in my eyes. Besides, it's either Hollywood keep making books into movies, or they come up with stories for themselves. Think I'll take my chances. What do you think is the best book-to-movie adaptation? I freaking love Holes. Really. I really love Holes. Really very much a lot so. Grammar. Would you rather go on an adventure with Harry Potter, the Doctor, or Sherlock Holmes? I love HP, but his time is done. You know, he's all grown up now, has his own little children and whatnot. I don't know if Sherlock and I could last. He would probably drive me a little bit crazy. The Doctor. I do have to say the Doctor. Always the Doctor. Rescue me, Chimboy, and show me the stars. Favorite Shakespearean play? Macbeth. Want to see something? Tomorrow, tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty place from day to day, to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools. The way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow, a poor player that struts and frets its hour on stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thank you, Mrs. Ferdinandson, for making me learn that in high school. Extra credit points. When did you decide to be interested in books? When did you become such a big bookworm? Technically, it's 2 questions, but they're so similar, I'm gonna let it slide. I've always loved stories. I've always loved a good story. I love to tell stories. I loved dressing up and becoming someone else. I loved it when my dad would tell me stories before I went to sleep. Even the games me and my siblings made up when we were kids, the premise was fictional. There was always a story behind everything. So I just love a good story. Therefore, when I learned to read, I learned to love a good book. It's just kind of carried with me. So that's why I love to read. If you lived in the world of Harry Potter and were one of the 7th year students participating in the final battle and you saw that Harry was dead, what would your reaction be? Dread, really. Harry was their hope, really. Like, their hero, Harry. If I saw Harry dead, I don't even know what I'd do. I don't think I'd even cry. I don't think I'd be able to register it. I would just feel a very, very dark and terrible sense of dread. What writing advice could you give to other writers? Look, I'm no published author. I am not even a professional book reviewer. I just do this for fun. I really love what I do. So you could take my advice or you could leave it. I just, either way. Do what you freaking love. I know that people are going to tell you that you can't write something this way or you can't write something that way. And, you know, sometimes when they're talking about grammar or spelling, that's technically true, but write what you want. Write the story that you want to write and write it the way you want to write it. It's not any fun if you're following somebody else's structure. Just That's my biggest advice to anybody who wants to be a writer. You can tell the difference between a book written by someone who really, really loved the story and someone who kind of just wrote it just because. Be the first person. You can do it. I promise. When reading a book, have you ever pictured yourself as one of the characters? No. If I did, I wouldn't be able to take anything seriously. Because I know just how I am. I am not brave, I am not spectacular, and I am not worth reading about. It would ruin, like, everything for me if I pictured myself as, like, a main character. So no, never. If you could only save one character who died from all of your favorite fandoms, who would you save? I didn't even think a second about this. The Nick freaking O'Dare. He just had so much more life to live, and it was so fast, and it was just not fair, and then Annie's son. What is your favorite quote of all time? I have a few. We are what we believe we are. To love is to act. Show me a hero and I'll write you a tragedy. And finally, what book are you most excited about coming out in 2013? Oh, so many. But I'm gonna have to go with, and I bet I know that you know that I know that we know where this is going. House of Hades! Because Rick Riordan took the term cliffhanger a little too seriously, and now the fandom's running around like harpies with their heads cut off. Anyway, that was fun. Thank you guys so much for all the cool questions. Literally, there were like hundreds of them. Thank you so much.